At this moment, in another hospital room, Mr. Old Nicholson lay unconscious, his face deathly pale. Florence, along with several members of the Nicholson family, gathered together, whispering and discussing countermeasures. Strange. Old Nicholson was fine just recently. How did he suddenly become critically ill? Exactly. He always seemed strong and healthy. Who would have thought one illness would knock him down like this? Illness really hits like a landslide. Everyone sighed, visibly regretful. How is Grandpa doing? Dahlia stepped in briskly on high heels, having just left a company meeting after suddenly receiving word that her grandfather was seriously ill. She rushed over immediately. Dahlia, the doctors said. Mr. Nicholson might not make it. Florence shook her head. What? Dahlia's expression changed. How could this happen? He was perfectly fine just yesterday. I find it strange too. Maybe it's fate. Florence sighed deeply. Where's the doctor? Where is he? Dahlia was starting to panic. It's no use. Both traditional and Western doctors have examined him. They said his condition is too unusual to diagnose, and if it continues like this, we can only wait for the end. No. That's impossible. Dahlia was completely flustered. She couldn't imagine losing her beloved grandfather just like that. Dahlia, I know a skilled doctor. He might be able to help. At that moment, Matt Laney, who had been standing nearby, suddenly spoke up. A skilled doctor? Who is he? Can he really save my grandfather? Dahlia's eyes lit up with hope. His surname is Sure. He just came from the provincial capital. His medical skills are exceptional. No matter how difficult the condition, he can cure it. And he's a top disciple of the famed Dr. River Jiang. Matt explained. A disciple of Dr. Jiang? The room instantly stirred with excitement. The name River Jiang was legendary across South Province. Everyone had heard of him. He was a titan in the medical world, on par with the Medicine King and the Immortal Healer. His skills were practically divine. As his top disciple, Dr. Sure must be extraordinary as well. You can really bring him here? Dahlia asked eagerly. Right now, this was their only hope. He's a friend of mine. As long as I ask, there shouldn't be a problem. Matt nodded. That's great. If you can bring Dr. Sure here, I'll make sure to reward you handsomely. Dahlia looked visibly relieved. Yes. As long as you can cure Mr. Nicholson, you'll be the greatest benefactor of our Nicholson family. Others chimed in one after another. It's nothing, really. I'll go get him right away, Matt said with a smile. Without delay, he turned and walked out of the room. However, just as Matt left, Dustin arrived at the door. But before he could enter, Florence blocked his way with an outstretched hand. Hey! What are you doing here, Dustin? I heard Grandpa's sick. I came to see him, Dustin said seriously. You think you can just show up and visit? Who do you think you are? Let me remind you, you're no longer the Nicholson family's son-in-law. You're not welcome here. Florence glared at him. Mom, what's going on? Hearing the commotion, Dahlia quickly came out of the room. This guy's pretending to care just to see Mr. Nicholson. I bet he heard he's on the brink and came to fight for inheritance. Florence snapped. Everyone in the Nicholson family knew how close Mr. Nicholson had been to Dustin. He treated him like a real grandson. In his final moments, he might indeed leave something behind for him. You've misunderstood. I'm only here because I'm genuinely worried about Grandpa, Dustin explained. Humph. Who knows what you're really up to? Florence remained suspicious. Mom, let him in. He came out of concern. Dahlia interjected. Dahlia, this guy, if anything goes wrong, I'll take responsibility. Florence still wanted to argue, but Dahlia shut her down. Left with no choice, she stepped aside reluctantly. Thank you. Dustin nodded slightly and walked straight into the room. At that moment, Mr. Nicholson's face was ashen, his body frail and weak. He looked like a candle flickering in the wind. Dustin reached out and touched him. Though the old man's limbs were icy cold, his internal organs felt burning hot, like a fire was raging inside. This is fire-cold poison? Dustin narrowed his eyes. He already had a plan in mind. Fire-cold poison was an extremely unusual condition. On the surface, it resembled cold poison symptoms. But within, it concealed fire poison. Any single form of treatment wouldn't work. In fact, improper treatment could even worsen it. That was why so many doctors had failed to diagnose or treat it. Dahlia, bring me a cup of hot water, Dustin suddenly said. Hot water? Why do you need that? Dahlia asked, puzzled. Grandpa's condition is too fragile. I must begin treatment immediately. You're treating him? Dahlia frowned. Are you serious? Do you even know medicine? A little, Dustin replied solemnly. You know a little and think you can treat him? What are you thinking? Dahlia was clearly annoyed. This was a matter of life and death, not something to joke about. Do you even know what you're saying? You want to treat Mr. Nicholson? Who gave you the nerve? What if something goes wrong? Can you afford the consequences? Florence scolded harshly. Exactly. Mr. Nicholson is already like this, and you're still here playing hero? Why don't you just get lost? Many people in the room began voicing their displeasure. In their eyes, Dustin was just trying to make a scene, a dismissed office worker, a good-for-nothing with no accomplishments in 3 years. How could he possibly understand medicine or save lives? If I'm saying this, I obviously have confidence. Let me try. Dustin! Stop messing around, will you? Dahlia's face darkened. You're not a doctor, you don't even have a license. What gives you the right to say you can treat someone? I let you in to see Grandpa, not to listen to your nonsense. Can't you trust me, just this once? Dustin said, a bit displeased. If he didn't have absolute confidence, would he dare risk Grandpa Nicholson's life? This isn't about trust, it's about the fact that you're simply not capable. I won't let you treat Grandpa like some test subject, Dahlia said righteously. They had been married for 3 years. She knew him inside and out. If Dustin had any ability, wouldn't she have seen it by now? You're saying I can't do it? Fine, then tell me, who else can save Grandpa? Dustin asked in a deep voice. He realized reasoning with women was completely pointless. Right now, the only one who can save Grandpa is Dr. Sher, whose medical skills are exceptional, Dahlia said with a serious expression. That's right. Matt already went to fetch Dr. Sher. As long as he's willing to step in, the old man will be saved. What do we need a half-baked amateur like you showing off for, Dr. Sher? Who's that? Dustin asked further. Humph. I'll tell you the truth, Dr. Sher is a top disciple of the renowned Dr. River Jiang. He specializes in treating all kinds of complicated illnesses and is 100 times more skilled than you, Florence said proudly. Just then, 2 people walked in through the door. Leading the way was Matt Laney. Behind him was a man in his 30s, dressed in a long robe and wearing glasses, with a proud expression and an air of superiority. Matt, how did it go? Did you get Dr. Sher? Florence hurried forward excitedly. Of course. Matt smiled and gestured toward the man with glasses. This is Dr. Sher. So you're Dr. Sher? I've heard so much about you. What an honor, Dr. Sher. You truly look the part. And to be so young yet have inherited Dr. River Jiang's full legacy. How admirable. Yes. With Dr. Sher on the case, there's finally hope for the old master. The crowd quickly began to flatter him. After all, this man was a direct disciple of the famous Dr. River Jiang, someone worth currying favor with. Who knew when they might need his services in the future? To be honest, if it weren't for Matt's request, I wouldn't have bothered coming here. The people who usually ask for my help are either high-ranking officials or powerful tycoons, the man in glasses said arrogantly, head held high like he was above them all. Of course. We're honored just to have you here. Florence and the others bowed and scraped, full of flattery. Their groveling attitude greatly pleased Dr. Sher. All right, I'm busy and don't have time to waste. Let's get this over with quickly. Where's the patient? Over here. Florence quickly led him to Mr. Old Nicholson's bedside. Dr. Sher nodded, casually checked the pulse, and said, Turns out it's a case of cold poison invading the body. A little tricky, but nothing I can't handle. A bowl of strong hot herbal soup will clear it right up. Really? That's great news. Everyone's face lit up with joy. It seemed they had invited the right person. But then Dustin suddenly spoke. Doctor, I think you may have misdiagnosed the problem. Huh? Dr. Sher frowned and sized him up. Who are you? How dare you question me? If it were regular cold poison, then yes, a hot decoction could work. But the problem is, Mr. Nicholson isn't suffering from cold poison. He has fire-cold poison. Dustin corrected calmly. Fire-cold poison? I've never even heard of that. Dr. Sher's expression turned cold. And who do you think you are, daring to speak to me like that? Dr. Sher, don't mind him. He's a useless nobody who knows nothing. Please don't stoop to his level, Florence said with a forced smile, then turned and snapped at Dustin. Dustin! I'm warning you, stop spouting nonsense. If you offend Dr. Sher, I won't forgive you. I'm just stating the truth. If he hasn't even heard of fire-cold poison, then I seriously doubt his medical ability, Dustin said, shaking his head. You little punk! Do you know who I am? You dare talk to me like that? Dr. Sher was clearly enraged. I heard you're a student of Dr. Riverjiang. But compared to your master, you're far inferior. If anyone is going to treat this illness, it should be him, not you, Dustin said blandly. If Dr. Sher tried treating fire-cold poison with methods meant for cold poison, it would only worsen the condition. Naturally, Dustin couldn't trust someone like that. Heh! You've got some nerve! You think you're qualified to even speak of inviting my master? Who the hell do you think you are? Dr. Sher roared. Dustin, Dr. Riverjiang is in seclusion. You think you can just call on him? Even Dr. Sher wouldn't dare disturb him lightly. Matt Laney warned coldly. Matt, I came here today as a favor to you, but clearly no one appreciates it. Instead, I'm being questioned and insulted at every turn. If that's the case, I'm leaving. Dr. Sher turned to walk out. Everyone in the Nicholson family panicked. No, no! Dr. Sher, please don't be upset. He's just talking nonsense. Please don't be angry. Florence grabbed his arm to stop him and then turned furiously to Dustin. You bastard! Shut your damn mouth. Dr. Sher is here to save lives. Who the hell are you to interfere? Get out! Yeah! Who do you think you are, showing off in front of Dr. Sher? Dustin, what is wrong with you? Are you trying to chase Dr. Sher away and let Grandpa die? The entire Nicholson family began yelling angrily. Such reckless behavior, putting someone's life in danger just for the sake of showing off, was despicable. Enough! I don't want to waste time with you people. I can't stand the sight of this guy. If he doesn't leave right now, I'm not treating the patient. Dr. Sher threatened. All right. We'll make him leave right away, Florence said frantically. Then she turned and barked viciously. Dustin! Did you hear that? Get the hell out of this room. Yeah! Get out! Don't delay the treatment any longer, the others chimed in. I'm only doing this for Grandpa's sake. That guy really doesn't have what it takes. Dustin tried to explain. Shut up! At that moment, Dahlia suddenly shouted. Dustin, it's one thing if you're useless, but please don't make things worse. Now leave immediately. You don't trust me either? Dustin frowned slightly. You lie all the time, why should I trust you? Dahlia pointed toward the door and snapped coldly. Get out! Don't interfere with Dr. Sher's treatment.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave. And now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tight, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care, now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace.